Here we go again. This is Kinks Part 5. And I want to start off with a little correction from the first video. I recently watched another video about the Kinks' disastrous 1965 tour in the United States, where most of the concerts were canceled or were underutilized because the promoters didn't bother to promote the Kinks. One of them, they were billed as the Kings, not the Kinks. So one disaster after another happened there. The biggest part of the story was, of course, Dick Clark, so where the action is in San Francisco. It was Ray Davies who threw the punch. And what happened was it was a union official that had damned the Kinks, called them they were late, they were snotty, punk-nosed teenagers, blah, blah, blah. Well, Ray punched him out. And that's how the unions got the Kinks banned from the United States for 4 years. Also, the fact that at other concerts, they did horrible things as well. Like they performed You Really Got Me over and over again without playing anything else. Another one, they only performed 20 minutes instead of 40 minutes because they were only paid half. So it was a lose-lose situation for everybody. And it was Ray that threw the punch. So here we go, part 5. We're going to start off with a very odd album here. It's called Percy. It's a soundtrack from a movie about a man who lost his penis and had to have it a new and transplanted. So it's kind of a very odd choice for a movie theme, to say the least. Now, the soundtrack for Percy came out in 1971. This is a CD. I don't have the LP. It came out in the UK only. The United States never released it. But the thing about this is it's mostly instrumentals. There's even an instrumental of Lola in here, but you'll never want to play that more than once. But there are some good songs in here. Moments is one of the best songs. Let's forget about the things we've done wrong. It's a heartbreaking song. Don't you cry, he says, Ray says. So that's a good song. And Dreams is the best song on this album, and it's very kinky. I'm just wondering who I could be if I could live inside my dreams. I'm just wondering who I could be if I could live inside my dreams. Very good, very Davies. God's Children is also pretty good, and The Way Love Used to Be. In God's Children, Ray lyrics include, man, he's got no right to turn us into machines. That's what man has done to each other. They've turned us into machines. So, had this been a regular album, it would have bombed considerably. It was a soundtrack. It had a few good songs on it. The rest of them were instrumentals because they're meant to provide the background for the action of the movie. So, not essential unless you're a kink crazy man. But the next album is essential. And I would consider this one of the 5 top Kinks albums of all times. And that's Muswell Hillbillies. Now, we talked about Muswell Hill is where the Kink family, the Davies family moved, where Ray and Dave grew up a lot of their lives. So later on, it was pretty natural for them to call themselves the Muswell Hillbillies. This is a bar scene. They're just hanging. The Kinks are just hanging on the bar. They're just your typical Muswell Hillbillies, I suppose. And this is where they get into country rock, and they do quite a good job with this thing. This album also came out in '71. Muswell Hillbillies came out in November of '71, and it's a really good album. We start off with 20th Century Man. I'm a 20th century man, but I don't want to be here. That's Ray to a T. That's the Ray Davies mystique. It's like he's a misfit. He doesn't fit into the 20th century. He doesn't fit into Western civilization. He'd rather be swinging in a tree somewhere, right? Or at least on a village green, courting Daisy. But it's a great song. You've heard it before. This was the first RCA album they did. They left Pie at this point, or reprised in the United States. And it was really good. It got good reviews. It even sold pretty well. It ranked 113 out of 200, so it wasn't a monster, but it tracked respectably. Next song after 20th Century Man is Acute Schizophrenia Paranoia Blues, which It's good time music with a brass band. It's kind of acute schizophrenia, where he talks about uh, the uh, the milkman is after him, and his neighbor lady works for the KGB. They use a New Orleans band. A lot of horns on here if you got hornophobia, but if you don't, it's still great. I mean, it's Ray leading a New Orleans procession of jazz bands, so it's good. It's a good song. Acute schizophrenia, acute schizophrenia. Yay. So they do country music. They also do some blues on here, music hall, and some jazz, and some ragtime too. So it's kind of a Americana roots album, you might say. Next is Holiday. Holiday is another lazy Sunday afternoon kind of song. Good time music, not quite as memorable. Holiday. Holiday. You know that routine by now with the Kinks, and they're still precious. It's a nice mix of hard rock and soft rock. That's a good way the Kinks do. Skin and Bones is the next one. She don't eat no mashed potatoes. She looks just like skin and bones. Stay away from mashed potatoes. You're gonna look like skin and bones. Them bones, them dry bones. I don't sing that. It's a lot like that. It's a fun song. It's all about dieting, about a woman who went too far with dieting. As some women do become anorexic, which is an important thing for Ray to talk about. Almost a song with a message, you might say. So watch out for getting too thin. We don't eat no butter scones. We stay away from carbohydrates. We're gonna look like skin and bones. The next song is Alcohol. This is a cautionary tale on good time music. Oh, demon alcohol. Sounds like he's raised with the Salvation Army, isn't it? Fond memories I can recall. Oh, I got sunk down by alcohol. So again, very droll, very tongue-in-cheek, satirical, but still wonderful. I mean, Ray manages it. It's one thing to do satire, but you gotta have fun with it too. They have a lot of fun with their satire. Next is Complicated Life, which is a great country song. Cut out the struggle and strife. You got such a complicated life. Oh, you can't deny it. Life is so complicated. Cut out your struggle and strife. You gotta have a uncomplicated life. So this is again, Village Green. Let's give up the city ways. Let's move out to the country and relax and just chill. Which, of course, the Davies, they lived in the city anyway, but I guess they had that soft spot in their heart for the country life too. Okay, then here comes the people in gray. Here comes the people in gray to take me away. Another schizophrenic, paranoid. The people in gray are going to take him away. Well, Ray did have some mental problems, but it was a nervous breakdown. Not really. He wasn't schizophrenic or anything like some people were, like poor Phil Oakes or Rocky Erickson, those kind of guys. No, Ray was a normal person, more or less. Ray and Dave had some violence issues, but other than that, nobody's going to take him away. Next is some whimsical fun. Have a cup of tea. Have a cup, for God's sakes, have a cup of tea. Of course, the English have a thing about tea, and Ray is quintessentially English. So even on a country music album, which gives a lot of homage to Americana styles of music, he's gonna still that English shines through. So it is a very English sounding album, like most of the Kinks albums are. Next we have Holloway Jail. They took my baby down Holloway Jail. So it's blues. They took my baby down Holloway Jail. Just very lamenting, very sad, almost like St. James Infirmary, you might say. Same thing, my baby's in jail. Then Uncle Son, which is laid back country and western, so-so. Then we have Muswell Hill. I'm a 20th century. No, I'm a Muswell Hill. Very country, very Muswell. It's a good song, good song. And then we end up No, it is the end. Some versions have additional tracks. Apparently, there were alternate versions of this. But there's a oh, I forgot a line on 20th Century. You can have your modern writers. I'll take William Shakespeare. Again, Ray's looking back to the past. Oh, you modern people. Oh, you're destroying everything. Ray's talking like a 70-year-old. And he wasn't that old at the time. He was born in 44, so in 71 he was 37 years old. But he had an old person's heart, obviously. He was still looking back to nostalgia, the good old days before you ruin all this stuff. So there you have Muswell Hillbillies. I give it a 5 stars overall. There's a couple dogs on here, but there's some great songs on here. A lot of good time, fun, country tinged, English, dance hall, some jazz, some blues, but good stuff. Very good album. Highly recommend. Now we get into a darker area for the Kinks. There's a couple albums here we're going to talk about that are so-so. Not as good. Not as good. The first one we're going to talk about is Kink Chronicles, which is a comp, and I believe this was I think this was a reprise because Reprise felt they were one more out. Was it Reprise? Let's see here. No, it was Warner Brothers. No, that's Reprise. Yeah, okay. Let's take a look at this guy. I haven't spent a lot of time on this. Yeah, it's Reprise. So Reprise felt they were owed one more album in the States. Maybe two, we'll see. And this is mostly a comp with familiar things, which you've seen and heard from many times. I'm going to open it up so you can see it. Lyrics? No, not lyrics. Stories. It's detailed stories. I should have just read this. Probably got more information here. They're the British Guard. So we start off with Victoria, and we are the village green. This is where I belong. I forgot that one. Holiday in Waikiki. Just a minute in Waikiki. Polly. I don't remember that one. That's interesting. Water the Sunset. David Watts, we know. Lola. Dead End Street. Dead End Street. That's where they made that video. Shangri-La. So a lot of mid-period popular King songs. Yes, 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 it's my autumn almanac. That's not an album. Sunny Afternoon, we know that. Get Back in Line, that's from Lola. Did You See His Name? I don't remember that one. But Fancy, that's not an album. Sort of like Dandy. Mindless Child of Motherhood, that's good. Death of a Clown, that was Dave's, of course, God's Children, we talked about. King Kong, I'm the King Kong, and I'm 10 feet long. Better beware. Berkeley Muse, 8 Man, we know. Big Black Smoke, Days is on an album. Susanna's Still Alive. Susanna's Still Alive, that's one of the Dave Davies songs from his solo album, which never came out. Wilson Green, Wonder Boy was another single that didn't win anywhere. It was unsuccessful. Mr. Pleasant, we know that one. It's a lot like Well Respected Man. And she's got everything. Dun, 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 dun. So it's a great comp. There's about 5 or 6 non-album tracks on here. And just not essential, but it's fun. I bought it sealed somehow. Okay, the next one here. This one is also reprised. So reprise snuck in a couple albums full of the floor sweepings, and this one had some notoriety because Ray Davies suppressed this album. It's the Great Lost Kinks album. It wasn't that great. It wasn't that lost. It was kind of lost. It was supposed to have come out as Four Respected Young Men back in the late 60s, but Reprise refused to release it at the time because it didn't have any hits on it. So after Reprise lost the Kinks when they went to RCA, Reprise rushed this out. Got a little insert here. Yeah, Four More Respected Gentlemen. It was never released. So this just kind of tells the story of the album that was never released until now, until 71. I'm sorry, January 73 this came out. January 73. What do we got in here? Um, Plastic Man is a good song. The way you the way you love used to be, that came from the Percy soundtrack, so you don't have to buy the Percy soundtrack. Uh, Lav- Lavender Memories, Lavender Hill, which is a lot like Waterloo Sunset. So Ray was guilty of also trying to rewrite his hits. Lavender Hill. But the greatest song by the Kinks, almost the greatest song, I'm not like anybody else. I don't want to live and die like anybody else. I'm not gonna bow and scrape like anybody else, because I'm not like anybody else. What a great song. It's been covered by everybody. Great song. Why is 9LP up to now? I don't know. Misty Water. Ooh, Misty Water. That's pretty good. Rosemary Rose. This Man, He Weeps Tonight was another Dave Davies song. When I turn on the room, when I turn off the living room light. This is a song about like we may be homely, but when we turn off the lights, we look as pretty as anybody else. Oh, Ray. Oh, he was so stuck on that stuff. Pictures in the Sand. Where Did Spring Go? Another one of those um, kind of Waterloo Sunset type songs. Groovy Movies. I'm gonna have to play that. I don't even remember that one. Hey, Mr. Songbird. Doodly doodly doo. We heard that one before. So mostly, There Is No Life Without Love. Mostly 9 LP tracks. The Great Les Kinks album. And this was very collectible for many years. I got it from Pat. Thank you, Pat. It's a nice mint copy. And I think even now you can get it pretty reasonably. I saw it on eBay recently for $50. So this is not a monster. This isn't like that promo comp that I don't have. The box set, God Bless the Kinks. I wish I had that one. I was always looking for it. And the thing about the God Bless the Kinks promo album in a box set was it included a bag of grass. Only the grass was real grass, like from the lawn. Oh boy, those Kinks, those crazy Kinks. They do it all, don't they? Okay, we got time for one more here, and that's the great. Everybody's in showbiz. Doesn't matter who you are. Here's Ray and his nostalgic bandwagon here. Got Marilyn here. A lot of different people on here. Uh, here's Laurel and Hardy. We love those guys. Here's Harpo Marx. Looks like Clark Gable. Uh, here's Wheeler and Woolsey. Here's this is Bert. I think this is the Woolsey guy. People forgot that. Here's Eddie Cochran. Look at that. All right, Eddie. Woohoo! And W.C. Fields. I think that's Clara Bow. There's Carmen Miranda. And, of course, Marilyn. And here's all the kids at the bottom. Oh, they love it. They love. Here's the Kinks. They're stars. Now, the thing about this album, it's a real schizophrenic album. Half of it is a live album. And it's not that good, unfortunately. The songs they sing on here are just kind of out of it. Um, it has, yeah, Top of the Pops is a spoken introduction, like on the album. Brainwash, Mr. Wonderful, Acute Schizophrenia, Paranoid, Holiday, Muswell Hillbillies, Alcohol. So a lot of these are from Muswell Hillbillies. Banana Boat Song, they did the Banana Boat Song, please. Skin and Bones, that's also from Muswell. Babyface, I don't remember that. And Lola. And the Lola they only introduced. They didn't even play the whole Lola song. You guys, you're horrible. What about the studio side? Well, it's slightly better. Sitting in My Hotel is pretty good. Here Comes Yet Another Day. It was a good country western song. Of course, Celluloid Heroes I sang. Oh, people who suffer and struggle and suffer in vain. Some who were successful and some who died in vain. Everybody's in showbiz. Doesn't matter who you are. That's true. It's a great song. And Supersonic Rocket Ship was another hit. But this album, which came out on August 72, it tanked. It did not do well. In fact, they even came out with a single version. I think I got it here somewhere. No, I must put it with my lesser albums. Yeah. Oh, here it is. Okay, you won't buy it that way. Maybe you'll buy it as a single album. Celluloid Heroes. Eh? You like that? Yeah, that's better. Get rid of that lousy. No, this didn't sound very good either, unfortunately. And they changed this around a little to include more hits. But they called it the Kinks' greatest. I don't know what they mean. The Kinks. It wasn't the Kinks' greatest. Maybe it was the greatest on RCA. It was the greatest. So. Okay, so we're in a pretty dark period with the Kinks. We're going to start off next video with Preservation, which was we'll talk about that. But there's some gems here. Certainly, Celluloid Heroes was a gem. Muswell Hillbillies was a gem, and there were good tracks on every Kinks album, just not enough to pull it through to make it a big smash hit. So that's Kinks Part 5. Next week I'll start Kinks Part 6. So enjoy.